The team at the Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media would like to thank our corporate sponsor, Bryant Family Medicine. Thank you for everything that you have done for us with covering all of the wonderful athletes throughout the 13th region and the rest of the state of Kentucky. We would like to thank Heather Martinez as well for what she has done. We couldn't do it on our own. We would like to thank everyone who has helped us along the way: John Norris, Valerie Rutherford, Allison Messel, Larry Spicer, Shane Shackelford, just naming a few, for being a part of our team. As we embrace on another sports season, we would like to wish everyone the best of luck this season as you fight for a state championship. Thank you to all of the schools that has allowed us to come into their schools to cover their athletes and help them throughout their journeys on their high school careers. Let us all get ready for another high school sports season. But last but not at least, we would like to thank you. We are all building this together.
Hi, I'm Heather Martinez, active community member and your realtor. Give me a call or text 606-344-0217, or you can reach me by email, heather.martinezrealtor@gmail.com.
Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media presents Around the Region, the sports show. I still don't have no idea. I have no idea, Ryan. Why I keep putting on my notes the fall sports show. It's the Around the Region sports show. Why do I keep putting the fall? And we actually do spring and winter, and half of summer. So
I mean, you can do fall. It is fall still, so you can do fall until winter sports get and then change to winter.
yeah, and then call it the Around the Region, the winter sports show. And then the spring, yeah. I have no idea why I do that. And yeah, see, folks, nobody could say I don't come prepared for these. Okay, nobody can say I don't come prepared for these. Like two deals of notes here, but and I always have a backup note just in case if the computer crashes. But I'm just bragging on myself. I put in the work, folks. I put in the work. Okay. But I'm Mark Gregory alongside Ryan Garden. Ryan, how's it going?
Besides having computer technical difficulties with everything of mine today, Facebook, I literally had to log back in on my computer from yesterday. I couldn't get on the StreamYard about a couple hours ago. Then I couldn't get on the website. So it's been a headache today.
It's been a headache for me today too. I've become obsessed with FanDuel. Okay, I play it all the time. So I was a little bit ahead, and then all of a sudden what goes up must go down. And it went down, like bottom completely out. So I gotta be Bob the Builder again, and just it's the way it works. And you see people on Facebook all the time. Oh, I won this much money on a parlay.
I can't get that lucky.
No, not me. I mean, I feel lucky if I picked a penny up outside, then I feel like it's my lucky day. But yeah, I cannot win at nothing on that stuff. But how's everyone, good viewers tonight already right off the bat? And welcome you aboard. Thank you for coming on and hearing me ramble about FanDuel and hearing Ryan ramble about his internet and just one thing after another. We'll ramble for a half an hour before we actually get started. But again, thank you to our viewers. Good views tonight. And I also want to give a shout out to our sponsors. And Ryan, if you don't care, go ahead and put some of them pretty little pictures and graphics up in there. Let's start with Bryant Family Medicine. And again, they've been with us since day one, folks. They're the ones who got us launched. They're the ones who keeps us going. They're like the what's a good saying for it, Ryan? What can we call the Bryant family? I mean, they like the wind beneath their sails or something like that.
I mean, you could say that they're the good brands of cereal at Walmart instead of the Great Value brands.
Yeah. They're the good brand helping the Great Value brand. And I'm not throwing off on Great Value. I just ate me some Great Value cornflakes earlier today. Really good. But well, Frosted Flakes actually, if you want to know the truth. So, I don't really see much of a difference between the Kellogg's and the Great Value. It's all about the same.
Yeah, it is the
Well,
same.
one you said was Frosted Flakes, and the other one you keep calling us Corn Flakes. So are we
I
frosted
actually
or?
ate Frosted Flakes today.
I know, but you call us the Great Value Corn Flakes. So are we
So
frosted or we still got to add sugar?
I don't know what should we be. Are we like corn flakes or frosted flakes? That's a good. Maybe some of the viewers can comment on that. Are we frosted
You,
flakes or are we corn flakes?
I mean,
Push
you
it
can
to the
call
top.
us.
I
You
like
can
adding
call us
extra sugar to
sugar
mine.
and spice. You can call us sugar and spice cornflakes. I'm the sugar. You can be the spice. And Ryan's the milk that goes in it.
Yeah. And what I was saying, when we talk about Bryant Family Medicine, it's like they're like the wind beneath our sails. Is that a good slogan for them? I mean, they've been here since day one for us. I mean, they keep the boat going or the car going, or but cannot say enough about them. And I work for a school system, and a lot of sickness going around right now. So I'm sure that families doing a lot to help out a lot of youngsters right now. A lot of big youngsters too, like me. That if I get the sneezes, folks, I like to be baby. Give me the soup. Give me the orange juice. I like being baby. I mean, I just do. But Edward, forgot to ask you, but how's it going?
Well, it's going pretty good. You know, like I stated, my kids had actually picked up playing sports themselves. So I've gotten in a little bit more involved in cross country, and I still don't understand it. Starting to understand it a little bit better. I know everything is like it goes by like certain times that they cross the finish line, how fast they get across there, a point system when it comes to the teams. But that part I don't know how they calculate that.
Oh,
And but I did get to go this weekend and get to watch a couple good football games. Should I say about three of them?
Mhm.
I
Well,
got Harlan County play Eminence, then made the long travel to Boyle County to watch Pulaski County play a very good Bryan Station, and then got to watch Boyle County play a very good Lexington Christian Academy.
well, Chris has just answered us that we are cornflakes. Well, I think that's our answer. We'll be cornflakes. No, I'm already sweet enough. You don't need to add no sugar to me. I'm about sweet as they come. But let's talk about our other sponsor, Heather Martinez. And again, this is someone we didn't reach out to. She come to us. She wanted to do what she could to help us. I tell you, this young lady's been on their show several times. Great interview, great attitude, and just one of the most kind-hearted people I've ever known in my life. And you see that little scroll? What do they call that? That QR code, all
QR
this
code.
fancy. Yeah, everybody should be putting their phones up to that right now and scanning that. So then you can get on her page, like it and share it and stuff like that. She's got a lot of good deals, especially when you're, in the market for buying or selling. I mean, she is definitely the hookup for that. Ryan's getting ready to buy my house. I'm telling you, I know where Ryan's going. Ryan's going to go right to her. And I guarantee you, she would hook Ryan up with the best deal. You go to that young lady Heather and say, "Hey, this is what I want," and she can put it together for you. And just not say enough about her generosity. And again, if it wasn't for our fine sponsors, we wouldn't be here today talking about cornflakes and everything else. But a big shout out to them. Also, a big shout out to, and we finally got Edward. Yeah, there's the page right there. Go to it, go like it, share it, and she will definitely be the hookup for you. And Edward, I'm glad he's on so he can give me a help with this here. A big shout out to, I have no idea what was just handed to me. Okay, I see now. But big shout out to Keisha Ambergy, Jonah Deaton, John Dickinson, Scott Powell, Dennis Mills, Senator Hoskins, Mater's Memories, Chrissy Brassfield, Bob Cornett, Erica Felty Marler, and Shanda Whitehead, Valerie Rutherford, Ryan Garnett, Edward Hall, Allison Besser, and the list keeps going on. A big shout out to all the photographers that has chipped in. And Edward, Ryan, I know you know a few more. Go ahead and bang them on that list.
Well, you got Wildflower Frames Photography out of Jackson County. You got Nevaeh from here at Bell County. You've got several from over in the Breathitt County Hazard area that's helped me out, being able to get pictures and some graphics made. And I'm trying to think of the photographer's name from McCracken County that sent me pictures back when we very first started this to be able to get started in basketball. And we've had several photographers over the few years.
Ryan, are we missing any?
I think Edward finished them off. The one I was thinking about from Jackson County.
Well, we got two super guests lined up tonight. One, unfortunately, ain't going to make it. Hopefully, we can get him back on Braden Sizemore from Knox Central. Hopefully, we can get him back on. I think he's a little bit under the weather, and prayers go out to him, and hopefully he gets to feeling better. Hopefully, we get to see him back on the field and doing what he does best, dominating. Just a super guy, super athlete. And can't wait to actually get him on and just get to talk to him for real because heard a lot of good things about him. But like I said, fortunately, he ain't going to make it. But we do have one young lady coming on, Rose Stenko from South Laurel. And Edward was talking a little bit about this earlier in the show about cross country. And this is a girl that is really good at what she does, and cannot wait to get her on the show and try to learn a little bit from her. Especially, I'm sure Edward's really interested. I'm sure Edward's probably got more questions than anybody since his girls are running cross country now, and I'm sure that she's going to help him a lot about understanding the whole plot. I mean, I know it's more to it than just running. A lot of it has to do with just running, but I guess there's techniques and just stuff that we don't quite understand because we don't do it. And just somebody that does it would understand it. But Edward, I mean, you've been to quite these cross country meets and practices and stuff. Just what's your take on it?
Well, from the few that I've been to, I can tell you one thing: they do a lot more running than I ever will. But you can tell that a lot of them has a certain type of conditioning that they do. You'll see some of them take off right out the gate soon as the gun goes off for them to start running. You see some of them pacing themselves at the front, then that's when they give it all out at the end. So there's techniques, and then there's some that'll run behind the other to be able to get, I forgot what they call that word, like afterburst or whatever. Then you'll see them go around them with a quick burst of energy. I mean, there's a lot more to it than what meets the eye when you actually get out there and see it.
While we're waiting for our guests to come on,
that brings me to the next thing before we I know this is more statewide. And if Hunter Jennings is watching, he might be able to actually give me the years. But don't know if y'all know this or not, but Bowling Green hadn't lost a home opener or a home game in many years. But Owensboro Catholic, for the opening game, beat Bowling Green at Bowling Green.
Talk about
I did.
statement
I did.
game.
I did see that on Facebook, and I don't know if the post actually said when they last lost a home game. Lost a home opener.
But anytime you beat a Bowling Green, that's a statement. Be honest. They've been a real deal since I could ever remember. But talking about that, it's a football Friday. Let's talk a little football before we get our guests on. Edward, you went to a couple of games. I went to a game, and Ryan, I don't think he was able to make one. Was your Friday?
No,
Okay,
no, I had to work, but I did go Saturday.
but now I watched really two really really good teams go at it, Whitley County, and I'm telling you, Hazard looks really good, folks. To be single A, they look good, really good, and the quarterback's awesome. They got a I wish I know this name, but they got a flanker slash linebacker number 0 for them. That is, if Division One is not looking at this kid, I wish Kentucky'd be calling him really, really quick. This guy is a man amongst beasts, and yeah, he was just scary to look at. But Whitley took one there, but they'll be back. They got a fine team. They're disciplined. They fought to the end, and that's all you could ask for a team. And they'll get better. And when you're talking Whitley County, they got one of the finest running backs in the state, not just in this area. But D. Parker is a athlete, folks, and he's fun to watch. And it's just two good teams going at it. That's unfortunately the deal about sports. You got a winner and a loser. But we've got our guest in the green room. But Edward, I'm gonna let you talk a little bit about your game. Or well, let's just go ahead. Let's go to Hunter here. Then we'll bring our guests on. Then we'll let you talk a little bit about football there afterwards. But Hunter says, I'll let you read it there.
The Bowling Green Owensboro Catholic game was a fantastic game to go to, and it was standing room only at Bowling Green High School. I guarantee you it was standing room only. And that area, if anybody knows their stuff, it's Hunter.
Well, and maybe we could try to get Hunter on in a week or so, and I think he would be everybody would get you to reach out to him or something. Maybe give us some time and stuff. I know he's got a lot of things on his platter, but I think he would. I think he'd be a good interviews, and he could teach us a little bit about that area. And it's always good to hear about areas that we don't cover as much, and there's good sports everywhere, not just only here in the 13th region, but all over the state. And we know he's a super guy, but a big shout out to Hunter and the stuff that he does. And
Mark, I've got the answer to your question. Is I googled and found out the last time they lost a home opener was in 2005.
Well, I was pretty young back then. Yeah,
it was the Louisville Central High School out of Louisville.
But they was some interesting scores, especially when you said Louisville Central. But let's go to our guests and let's talk a little bit of cross country and stuff like that. Because I can't wait to get educated by her because I know Edward, you need this education. But let's go ahead and bring on the star of the hour here, and hopefully I pronounced your last name right, Rose Stanko.
Yes, yeah.
I am good.
Well, I'm not going to let you know that I told him how to pronounce it.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so that's her story, Rose. Me and you know the truth. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Okay, but Rose, I think you had an event Saturday. Am I correct?
Yes, we had a meet. It was McCreary County Invitational Saturday.
So for the folks that might not know, maybe let us know how that worked out.
So our team ended up placing first. The girls team won, and we had all top 5 scorers were top 15 with a 2-minute spread between us. So that's really good. And yeah, it was fun. It was a good meet.
So did I hear you right? You was literally all five of your girls was one, two, three, four, five.
No, so we were top 15. So I
Okay, top
believe
pick.
yes, I think we had a fourth, seventh, eighth, 10th, and then 14th.
Okay, and then Team Wagons finished first.
Yes.
Well. The reason why I know that, I know the guy that's quite well that was
Mhm.
sitting in an air conditioned bus that was actually watching you run all over the place.
Yeah.
I won't let you know who it was or anything. But we was talking, a little bit about cross country before we brought you on, and
Mhm.
you know, Rose, I'd be lying to you. That's the reason why we love bringing on student athletes like you, for you to simply educate us. I mean,
Mhm.
I would be point blank lying to you if I said I know all about the sport. When it comes to cross country, I think of one thing is running. But
Yes.
I know that there's more to it than running. There's techniques. There's a lot more to that sport than just that. So, just tell us a little bit about cross country. For the folks out there like me that don't really have a clue about it.
Well, the truth of it is a lot of just running.
Yeah,
But I've grown up doing this sport, so I've run
yeah.
my entire life since I can remember. Um, so there's a lot of things that I feel like I've just kind of grown to learn. Um, it's a lot of practice, and it's really a mental sport. Like it's a lot of focus, a lot of determination. There's a lot of upset sometimes that occurs. So you just gotta know when to get back up, how to deal with that. You can rely on your teammates a lot for that, for help with that. And my family's all runners, so I look to them a lot for support. Um, yeah, though it's a lot of practice, a lot of repetition.
So to be a conditioned runner like you, I mean, when you're talking about training, like, what kind of training do you have to be? Because honestly, I'm old and out of shape, overweight. I got tired of watching it. I could just imagine being out there doing that. 'Cause you just run up, down hills, around this. It looks very tiresome. What kind of conditioning do you have to do to get your body that kind of shape?
Honestly, the most crucial part of conditioning is the summer running, which is not the most fun because it is really hot. But a lot of just mileage. So we'll do some long runs, like 6, sometimes 8, 10 miles. Um, a lot of hill workouts. So hill repeats, just running up and down and up and down. And then there's some speed work in that too. So we go to the track like once a week and we'll do 400. So that's, one lap. Or just like a mile repeat or something. But I feel like the most crucial part of the training is the summer work. It's what you do before the season. And that's just a lot of miles.
Did
I
I
think
hear you say 10 mile?
It gets to that point sometimes. It's usually
Are
we
you
stick
doing
more
that on like
around.
a motorized bicycle? Because that's about the only way I'm getting 10 miles.
Yeah, it's my special shoes, they keep me going.
do you have like one of them watches or bands that keeps up your steps per day? And
Yes, yeah, I do
does
have a
it
sport watch.
does it get tired of counting or anything like that?
The battery definitely goes down the more that I've used it, and especially in the summer, I have to charge it about every other day because there's a lot of running that goes on it, and a lot of steps, but it keeps up pretty well.
Um, I believe I asked a runner last year this question, and again, I've got a relaxed brain. I believe I asked him, when you're running around course, you, you're not allowed to be headed water or anything like that. Or am I correct about that?
Yes, you are correct. We do not get water on the courses or any, like, assistance like that, so the finish is very nice because they usually have water at the end, and that's pretty much all you need.
So that's the reason why when you see the fish line there, one of them are a dead sprint to get to the water, right?
Yes, yeah,
Okay.
that's it, yeah.
So he said, I already figured it out, but I can talk to Rose all night. Edward Ryan.
You want to go ahead, Ryan?
Yep, my computer's been a little slow on me. Yeah, if I can get my thing, notice. I was making a graphic behind my thing. But Edwin knows where I'm going with this. In London, what's your favorite restaurant to eat at?
My favorite restaurant in London. Oh gosh. I really like sauced pizza. It's really good. Or local honey. Those are probably my top two.
Would you happen to like White Castle?
Oh,
I don't. I have to say that's not one of my favorites.
I love pizza White Castle,
I
Okay.
do.
I've never ate at the local honey. Where's that even at?
It's on Main
I'll have
Street.
to eat there
Yeah.
next time I go to London.
Okay.
They're good. They're really good.
I'm gonna go down next time to London. But
Okay.
out of all the cross country races track that you've raced at, what's been your kind of favorite and your least favorite?
Okay. I feel like least favorite comes to mind first. I would either say Harlan or Clay County because those are the most infamous for their hills. It's just all hills. And it's not super fun. Um, I really like though probably Somerset Christian is one of my more favorite courses just because I've done that a lot. I think we usually go like twice every year or at least once. It's a good course, usually fast, usually some good times, good competition.
But Edward,
So I heard you talking about, are you talking about the Harlan County course that they have?
Yes. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they got to meet Tuesday. Are you all going to be up there at that one?
I don't think we are.
Well, my little girls has officially got into cross country, and
Okay.
then I've heard everybody say that Harlan County has a hill that they like to call Big Bertha.
Yeah. So they have Little Bear and then they have the big one. And so you get through Little Bear and you're like, oh, this wasn't too bad. And then you turn and there's another one. And it gets you if you're not ready for it. It'll definitely sneak up on you.
So
Yeah.
you would say to put a tunnel through Big Bertha like they did at Millsboro, just put a tunnel through there?
Yes, that would be definitely better than what we have been doing.
So my first actual cross country meet that I ever got to go to was a few weekends ago at the Lean Camp Invitational, and I'm pretty sure you all was there. And looks like you finished that race with like a 22:46:49 time.
You cut out there for a second. I heard your first meet you got to go to.
Was the Lean Camp Invitation.
Okay.
And I'm still not for sure how like this time and the point system works, but it looks like you all finished like I think as a team, I think in like the top 3, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Or
Yeah.
how does like the whole point system work in cross country?
So it's a little bit complicated. So the lowest score wins. So the highest you finish, like first place is 1 point, second place is 2 points, and so you want the lowest score. Your top 5 runners will score, and then if you have any ties, you go to your 6th and your 7th runner. So let's say 1 through 3 were all South Laurel runners. That would be 6 points, and then 4th place was a different team. That team would then have 4 points. But then let's say 5th place was running unattached and 6th place was a team. That 6th place would get 5 points instead of 6. Does that kind of make sense?
It makes a little sense.
Yeah, it's a little bit complicated.
I didn't understand anything about it other than I seen that course did have, a little bit of hills, ups and downs, rocks, and pavements you had to run across.
Yeah, the pavement's not my favorite part.
So on that course, if I ain't mistaken, I got told that the girls varsity had to run, I think, is an extra 300 meters in that run than what it's supposed to be.
Yeah, so there was some confusion, I think, with the lead cart and then some of the people watching. And so the first girl actually ended up taking a wrong turn. And so they figured it out. So it was almost the correct distance, but it was like slightly off because the way they had to figure out trying to make it work. And so we ended up doing the hill like back to back, which was not that fun. But it worked out pretty well in the end. It was pretty close.
So
That is
I do
the
got to
problem
ask you.
Girls running first, though.
Did you get rained on, or was you all underneath the tent and everything before it came that downpour up there at Lincoln?
We did not get rained on. I think honestly we left before it started, which I was very appreciative for. But no, we didn't get any rain.
So that leads me into my next question. I know it was like scorching hot up there. Do you prefer the heat, or do you prefer more of like a misty rain to keep you cool while you're running?
I would say my favorite ever is honestly like 40s to 50s. And a misty isn't too bad, but pouring rain is not what I would pick. But I definitely do better in the cold than the heat for running.
So Mark was just talking about that you just had a meet at Macquarie. So give me your thoughts on their course. Like, where would you rank it at on one of your favorites?
It's lower on my scale of favorites. I've only run it one time before, and that was in 7th grade, I think. And they changed it a little bit since then. But the thing that really knocks it down for me is just it was a lot of pavement. And so it was marked well, and it like made sense, but there was a lot of pavement, a lot of road, which is just not great for cross country.
Can I interrupt you for a second, Edward? Is it me, but did that course, like you start out, you go like, it's like you're going like circles up a little hill, then you go like down. Is that like
Yes.
normal?
Yeah,
Like you're just circling on the hill or something.
Yeah, you like loop around the bottom, then you go around the top and loop around, then you come back down and loop, and it worked. But like looking at the printed out map, I was a little bit confused for a second.
Yeah.
Looking at it like drawn out. But we usually do a warm-up run as a team, and so we did the first loop, and that kind of helped map it out in my brain a little bit better. Yeah.
So is cross country the only sport you do, or do you also do like indoor and outdoor track or any other sport?
Yeah, I also do the indoor and outdoor track at South. So it's a whole year of running. But I can't complain too much.
So when did you first realize that you had like the love and passion for doing like cross country and track?
Well, so as I think I mentioned previously, I have run my whole life. I'm the youngest. I have an older brother and older sister, and they both and my parents all run. So I kind of was thrust into it at an early age. I think probably the first time that I ever was like, oh my gosh, like maybe I could actually do this was 7th grade, and I qualified to go to state in cross country individually. And that was kind of like oh my gosh, like I did it. And then I want to say probably my freshman or last track season, I kind of got more serious about track as well, because I'd started just being like, oh, maybe I'm cross country, maybe distance is my thing, and then I tried out some shorter distances in track actually, and just loved it, and it was just a really fun season. So yeah.
So before I get you back over to Mark, this is probably one of my favorite all-time questions. So through your time doing cross country, what would you consider probably your favorite all-time memory?
That is a hard one. The cross country team, honestly, we're all just like best friends. So there's a lot of fun things, but we also kind of get in some trouble sometimes. So honestly, probably my favorite memory would be practicing. This is the week before state, and I don't know if we had a serious practice that whole week. We run at a campground a lot for our practices, and there's a playground there. And so I remember one day we just spent the whole practice on the playground, going to the slides and like swinging and stuff. And that was probably one of my top memories.
So I heard y'all talking about, having fun practices. So during a meet, do you look at your other teammates and say that have some friendly competition, saying I'm gonna beat y'all, or is there like a little competition between you?
I think there's some spoken and unspoken competition, especially because honestly we are so close that sometimes we don't really want to say it, but we are like racing each other. I think though, honestly, it's more the coaches want us to compete with each other more than we're willing to. Like, we kind of don't want to. We're scared to like race each other sometimes, and so they're like, "You guys got to go on, like push each other." But it works out well to have that friendly competition. And I think we all do push each other, and we've gotten better together because of that.
Well, Mark, I got like 1,005 questions I can keep asking. So.
Rosie, you're a good conversation. I'm telling you, I'm really enjoying this. You're spontaneous, you're energetic, you're spot on with your answers, and it looks like you did this a few times. And if you ever get done running, if you want to sit in a chair and question somebody deaf, you got your job for us anytime.
Okay, good to know.
Yeah, you've got it. You got the mentality. I don't know the word for it. I can't put it together, but you would be really really good in this right here. You had the vocabulary for it. But yeah, I'm old and slow. But I got something a little bit funny for you. Now I got something a little bit more serious. I'll bring it serious because we like to keep it laughing in here. There was a tornado that hit the Laurel County area, during the summer, spring, early spring, whatever you want to call it. But was any of your friends or family affected with that at all? Or
So our house did not get any damage, or our neighborhood. We were all good. But
okay.
my cousins, my mom's brother, their house got pretty badly damaged. And I had some really close friends who were in kind of right in the area that it hit. And so some of them lost homes. Some of them just had some damage. Lots of friends, family members had lots of damage. And so we did some cleanup and helping and stuff like that. But we were very fortunate to not have any like damage on us personally. I was very thankful for that.
Well, I can tell you one thing about the Laurel Countyans. They came together as one, and they built. They came back bigger, stronger, faster than ever.
Yeah.
I can't say enough about all the help, and that's just a terrible thing for all. But prayers for your friends, and hopefully they've rebuilt and life's going on good for them now. But the funny thing, for some odd reason, when we was sitting there giving you these 500,000 questions, you're probably saying, "Well, will they shut up?" I won't, but I would say I got a NASCAR term, and I guess there's about, are they like 5 girls to your team or so, cross country today?
Yeah. So the five are what score. You usually want to line up like 7 or 8 though, just in case injuries or someone drops or something like that. So we have about 7 right now.
I know this sounds off the wall, but is this legal? Like if you've got an extremely fast runner that's going to make, I know you've got a lot of fast runners, but somebody you think that's faster than you, can you like all 5 or 6 group up together, like literally block them from passing you?
I think you cut out there for a second.
Can you get like 5 or 6 girls in a row and like literally block somebody from passing you? Is that like illegal?
You could do that. It's not super like ethical, I would say. And you probably won't be friends with lots of people. You might get a spike to your leg or something. But technically, I think you could do that.
I was wondering. I mean, it would probably work if you know that you're going to have somebody who's going to smoke you. Let's just block them from passing us.
Well, since you asked that, I'd have to ask: is it illegal to catch up with the lead car and just sit in the back, and let them take you around?
I think that would be a little bit frowned upon. Yeah, I don't really think they could let you get away with that.
That's the only way I could keep up with anybody.
So I was thinking the NASCAR term again. Like drafting. Can you like have a runner behind you and then get close to the lead runner and just all of a sudden reach back here and just give her a jolt to get her in front of?
That's pushing it a little bit. You definitely, drafting is a real thing in running. If it's windy and you want to get behind somebody, it totally works. But the pulling might push it over the limit. Yeah.
So would that be illegal if you actually pulled
I think that would be illegal. Yeah.
But now the drafting works. We know now you can block and draft. So
yeah.
Okay. last question, then I'll let you go. Between me and Edward and Ryan, I know you could smoke us, but who you think would win in a race?
I feel like my money's on Edward. I don't know. I'm just catching that vibe.
Well, Edward thinks he's an MVP in basketball. You know, he thinks he's part of the 5 Slim Jamma there.
I never said all that, but I
Oh.
will tell you when it comes to running, I do got two little girls that likes to do that, and they make this old man have to get out and run like 3 miles with them. So if it's anything over that, I'm no good. Anything under that, I believe I might be able to keep up.
The good thing is we only race a 5K, so that is just 3 miles. So I think you'd be okay.
As long as there ain't a whole bunch of hills. Where my house is, there's a hill going up and down. So if there's any more than that, I'm out of luck.
Rose, you have been a great interview, and if you ever want to come back on, you're more than welcome. If any of your teammates want to come on, send them our direction. You know how to get a hold of us. And we'd love to have you and a teammate back on pretty soon too, and just get them to laugh a little bit. And again, you've been a great interview. I believe Edward will have a few things made up for you, and what we're going to ask of you. Now, I don't know if you're familiar for shows, but we started this last year. We like the Field of 64 NCAA tournament. Instead of we erased all the basketball teams, and we put restaurants in there. So we had our restaurant national championship. Field of 64. I think Texas Roadhouse wound up being the national champion. And we still there got a free coupon, Texas Roadhouse. We made you a national champion. They didn't give us nothing. No. So this year we decided to vote on favorite sports movies. So what we're going to ask of you, care to show you some movies if you care to vote on them for us.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Rocky 1, the first Rocky against Rocky 3.
I'm thinking I'm going to have to go with the original Rocky.
I like the original Rocky. He got beat by that guy now with brain dead.
Apollo Creed.
Yeah, he got beat by Apollo Creed, but I thought he won the match. So I think there's some shady referee there, some shady. Yeah, he should have won the match. Okay, number 1 grader against Airbud Golden Receiver. That's probably about the 10th Airbud show we've had on this.
Definitely Airbud. I'm going to have to go with that one.
Oh, 16 beating a 1. Ooh. Rudy against A League of Their Own.
I think I'll go with A League of Their Own.
Well, this should absolutely be a route. I like Rudy, but anybody that's ever watched League of Their Own, this should be running clock right here.
Yeah.
There's no crying in baseball. Talladega Nights against the Sandlot.
Thanks, Sandlot.
Oh, I would agree with your choices to that last one. Shake and bake. Shake and bake. Yeah. Can't go wrong with that.
Sandlot's a classic, though. Just got to stay with that one.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Can't go wrong with the classics.
Absolutely.
But, Edward, Ryan, you got anything else for me? I'm sure she's ready to go. She's like, this interview's lasting long enough.
I don't.
We do tend to put together a couple graphics for each student athlete that comes on our show. And I will get these sent over to Mark. That way you can get them sent out to you, and they will be on all of our social media sites. And I have no idea what he's doing now.
I think you cut out. You said I got graphics, and then it went black.
I've got graphics that I'll get sent to Mark, so that way he can get them sent to you. And this is kind of our way of saying thank you for coming on. But out of the two I'm going to show you, kind of tell me which one you like the most.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to go with the second one, I think.
Oh, lightning striking, baby. Woo. Look at the lightning. Lightning everywhere.
Mark likes the second one.
Too much coffee, Mark. Too much coffee.
Yeah. I'll pay you what I owe you after the show. Thank you for that.
Okay.
But I personally want to thank you for taking the time to come on. And hopefully at some of these cross-country meets I get to make it to, hopefully you and your team is there. That way I can try to give you the coverage that you deserve. And I just want to wish you and your team best of luck the remaining part of the season.
Thank you. Definitely appreciate the coverage. It's kind of a forgotten sport sometimes, I feel like.
And Mark, I got one question to ask you. I'm glad he brought up coffee. You like hot coffee or you like the cold coffee?
I feel like personally, I'm definitely a cold coffee person. I think it's kind of a teenage thing, though.
But if you was 100-year-old like me, you'd probably drink hot coffee, wouldn't you?
I think my parents would have to agree with you on that one.
I don't know if your parents is as old as me. I'm older than dirt, but I can actually remember the thing called the percolator. It's like the first cup of coffee was pretty good, but after the first cup, the second cup was that much coffee grounds. You're like, this is the best coffee I've drunk. Oh, yeah.
I have to ask about that one. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you need to ask them about the percolator. But Rose, great interview. We've had a really, really good time, and you know the truthfulness of it is, you get it. You come on here, you've laughed, and if we've helped somebody laugh, we did our job. And you go through enough through running in school. You've got enough on your agenda for us to pound you with a bunch of questions. It's always laughter's best medicine, but and you get it. But thank you for giving us your time. And anytime you get ready to come back on, let us know. We would love to have. We'll bring you back on next week. We don't care. We'll bring you on every week. You've been super great, and I'm sure Edward or Ryan, either one will tell you. If there's one thing we did drop the ball, or anything you're looking at next level, have you committed or anything like that, or have you looked into any of that yet?
This is my year kind of to start cracking down and looking at colleges.
Yeah.
My dream school in a perfect world would be SCAD, which is Savannah College of Art and Design. And they do have a cross country and track program, which are pretty good, but it is out of state. So, I'll have to see.
You might get homesick.
Yeah, might maybe a little bit.
But well, hopefully your dreams come true, and if they get you, they're going to get a fine individual, not just only to the athlete, but you got a great head on your shoulders, and we personally wish you best of luck personally and your team. I know you're all about team, and we still got to wish you your personal luck. And they were to ride either one, would probably tell you if you break any milestones this year, if you do a school record or do your personal best, please let us know. Let us make stuff for you. Let us put this stuff out for you, because the more we can do for you, it might help you on down the road. Maybe some coaches will say, "Hey, this girl runs like the wind here. We need to call her here." So let us do that for you, and it'd be a pleasure for us. But thank you for coming on, and you've been a great interview.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was a good interview. That was a really, really, really good interview. And Rose, she's got the vocabulary and that. What's the word for it, Ryan? You can put these words together. She's got broadcasting energy. People, does that make sense? I mean, if she ever gets tired of running, this would definitely be something for her. I mean, anybody can talk better than me, but yeah, I think it would be a good deal for her. But great interview. Hopefully, we get her back on, some of her teammates back on. And I've learned some stuff today. We learned that we can block, and we can probably do the slingshot, maybe the shake and bake. Either which one you want to call it. But she did say drafting was a real thing when it come to racing. So yeah, that again, we learned quite a bit.
The one thing I found very interesting is how they do the point system.
Yeah,
it's still a little shaky, but I guess the more I look into it and study it, I guess the better I'll be at it.
Okay, let's switch gears real quick. Edward, I talked a little bit about my game. We'll give you a chance to talk about your games. And then, Ryan, if you just want to talk about any team that's caught your eye afterwards, and just let us know. But Edward, I'll let you talk about the games you went to.
Well, like I said, Friday I went to Harlan County playing Eminence, and Eminence is a very, very feisty team that they didn't give up, they didn't quit. Just a few mistakes here and there is kind of what allowed Harlan County to pull away like they did. But then flipping to the Harlan County side of it, Harlan County has a very physical defense. So any team that's going to be looking that has Harlan County on their schedule this year, they're going to know that they played against Harlan County because their defense is very physical. They've got some great offensive athletes, and they play like a brotherhood. They play like they're one. And then flipping over to Saturday, I did get to cover some 2A sectional volleyball at Bell High. Then I left and went to Bull County and watched Pulaski County play Bryant Station, and Pulaski County is the real deal, folks. They the real deal. That they operate like a well-oiled machine on offense and defense. And anybody that's going to be lining up against them, only thing I can really say is you got to be a whole lot more physical up front. Because
I know Bell County, I believe, has him at the end of the year, final game of the season, I believe.
Yeah,
that would be an absolute war.
That's what I'm going to piggyback off of Pulaski County. Not this Friday, but next Friday. Corbin makes that trip down to Somerset to Pulaski County. I'm looking forward to that game. And then, of course, I'll be working during that Friday night of that Bell and Pulaski County game. So I'm just interested in seeing how that one goes the week before the playoffs start.
And, now jumping over to Bull County, and, there had been a lot of speculation on Bull County on was Bull County going to be Bull County after, the graduations of the students they had last season. And, losing players like a Montavian Quisenberry, it's very hard to replace them. Well, the only thing I can say is I went up there and watched Bull County play a very, very good LCA team. Bull County jumped out on them very early, 21-0. But if you go back and look at the interviews I had with the Bull County athletes, they got relaxed because, when you're up by 21, most of the time, a lot of players get it in their head that, this game's already on lock now. They ain't coming back, and they'll start relaxing. Well, LCA didn't give up, tied the score up, but then Bull County does what Bull County does on that last drive. A few plays later, they march in the end zone and then play just lockdown defense and shut you out. So Bull County is still Bull County, and anybody that's going to be lining up against them, they're going to know they're in a war.
Ryan, any thoughts on the early football season?
Yeah, I'm very impressed, kind of as we've talked about in this region, or what out of the 30th region teams. We've all seen what Bell and Corbin both did. I think they both will continue to grow and everything. But the game I'm looking for next week, and I can't help but to look at it. Southwall comes down here to Marvel to North Central to play. I can imagine what the atmosphere is going to be like here Friday night at North Central. And then going back off of, I went to the 2A sectional. I was there with Edward too. Seeing Corbin win it. Very, very high intensity game. If anybody has not seen a Corbin Whitley volleyball game, you're missing out, because that gym was so loud me trying to take pictures up top that I could not hear myself think. It was just so loud and everything. But if you want to see round 2, they play Thursday night at Whitley County. So there's another good game to go to this week.
I'm seeing some surprises, but for most part, the teams are about where we thought that they would be at. Is Bellcat a little bit more better than I thought that they would be? Yeah. I think Bell is primed and charged on making a serious run. Corbin graduated a lot of good players, but they brought back a lot of good players. North Laurel hung with them. That was not an easy game for Corbin, and that showed where the program at North Laurel's at this point in time. And a lot of folks has forgot. Yeah, I believe, and quote me if I'm wrong, North beat Bell last 2 out of 3 years at openers. So it's North's building something pretty special themselves, and there's a lot of good football. South Laurel is playing out of their minds right now. We do Coach Hines to do that, and I'm telling you, somebody's going to have to pay that man some money. There are going to be a lot of schools calling him, and he is just we knew what he would do at South Laurel. He did it at Pulaski. Now he's doing it at South Laurel. And there's a lot of good football. Millsboro looks impressive early. Williamsburg looks impressive. They took on a tough Paris team, and but they'll come back. But a lot of good football. Lincoln's 2-0 right now, and I think there's some good football out there right now. And just cannot say enough about our teams. But that being said, I guess we'll go ahead and start our vote. You give us their tallies, and we'll go ahead and close the show.
Let's see. Well, if I can get the thing to pull up. Yeah.
I like the original Rocky. I never was much of a Rocky 3. I pity the fool. Nothing like Mr. T, and I didn't like Mickey dying. It's too sad. I never could get the eye of the tiger, so I will go with Rocky, the first Rocky.
You can't go wrong with the original Rocky. What is?
That's who I went with. That's who I went with is Rocky, the very first one.
I'm going greater because I'm tired of seeing Airbud on here.
Well, unfortunately, it's hard to go against Airbud Golden Receiver.
I went with Airbud.
League of Their Own, and I hope League of Their Own puts a running clock on Rudy. There's no crying in baseball.
Well, unfortunately, I'm going to be the guy that goes with Rudy.
I'm sorry, but that's who I went with as well.
Have you even watched the League of Their Own?
Yes, I have.
Tom Hanks, Madonna.
Have you ever watched Rudy?
Yeah, I fell asleep on about 17 times.
Too much coffee. That's your problem.
Oh. Hopefully, Talladega Nights runs away with this. Shake and bake.
Well, unfortunately, you got to go with the classic, The Sandlot.
That's who I went with. Sorry, Mark.
Sandlot over Talladega Nights. Come on. Shake and bake.
All right, but I've got the votes, and then I'll do my quote and everything for the night. Rocky won 7-0.
The first Rocky.
Yep. The Sandlot won 4-2. Albud won 5-1, and we have got it. We have got a tie for Rudy and the League of Their Own at 2 apiece right now. So what I'm gonna do is I've got another tie later that went early on. At the end of the first round, I will make the two ties the only pose that we do that night.
I just don't understand that. How could League of Their Own should have put a running clock on Rudy, and how in the world does Talladega Nights lose in the first round? And they like Talladega Nights.
No, I don't.
Have you ever watched Talladega Nights? Either your first or your last.
Yes, I have.
Yes,
Either your first or your last. Let's go to Applebee's and get thrown out.
But you can't go wrong with the Sandlot. Come on now.
And the greatest commercial ever was. If you don't like Big Red, well, never mind. Well, never mind. The greatest commercial ever was. Yeah. I don't know.
But I'm gonna go off on a really serious matter. As of this morning, it's all over Facebook. But the legend at WYMT, Brendan Robinson, did pass away this morning. I don't really have nothing. It's kind of hard. He grew up watching him on WYMT news at 4 o'clock and 11. Lost a great man. Thoughts and prayers goes out to his wife and his family for what they're going through. It's not words that you can say, but something that's the way life is.
That's good. Edward.
So
There he is.
I'm gonna leave you with this. I actually got two. I got two finale quotes. If you can hear me, we all felt like big leaguers under the lights at some great stadium. The Sandlot, Mark. Greatest quote of all time.
Oh no, not the greatest quote.
Now I'm gonna leave you with another one. Ability is what's capable of doing. Motivation determines what you do. Attitude determines how well you do it. Lou Holtz.
The legend.
Yeah.
But just always remember, be like water, my friend.
A lot of sports going on right now. You know, I just can't name them all. I have a brain hiccup, but good luck to all the teams everywhere across the state, and hope everybody stays healthy. Great competition, show good sportsmanship. Really, really good interview of pros today and tonight. And we'd love to have her back on pretty soon. She's a real good interview. And just again, thank you to all of our viewers. And I guess everybody gets a extra day off tomorrow. You know, it being Labor Day, so everybody enjoy that. But that being said, I'm gonna give you a great quote. Two great quotes. Sometimes you gotta shake it before you bake it. Okay, Talladega Nights. And you could put a crack in its arm like a crack in the Liberty Bell. Talladega Nights. Folks, that might have been the biggest upset in movie sports history. Talladega Nights going down. Yeah.
Maybe to you, everybody else just seen it being the big boys taking care of the little ones.
But that being said, either you're first or you're last. Talladega Nights. From all of us at the Bryant Family Medicine All Sports Media, good night and God bless.